When I was a kid, I almost got put in special education classes for not speaking. Fast forward to now, I get paid a lot of money for using my voice, right? And I want y'all to realize when it comes to your business, if you have a credit repair business, if you have any business, this is the number one thing that's going to help you make more money in your business. This is the number one thing a lot of people are sleeping on. This is literally content. You're watching me record content right now. You're probably watching short form content if you watch my IG, things like that. So I want to basically break down the 7-11-4 rule that's going to basically help you as far as making more money in your business. And my point in telling you about my whole situation with almost getting put in special education as a kid is because if I could do it, anybody can do it. If you look at my channel, I got like over 3,000 videos, right? Giving y'all the game, giving y'all the sauce, just giving y'all the education. But the thing is, I understand that it's a system. A lot of people look at it like, okay, what's the secret to success, right? It's not about any secret. It's not about anything besides just a system. And that's what we're talking about with the 7-11-4 rule, right? So that's number one, and that's what we're going to talk about. There's going to be a second thing I want y'all to take from this video as people that are entrepreneurs. But number one, let's get straight to it. So I spoke a lot about the seven part, which is the 7 hour rule. So let me just go over the whole shit. So the 7-11-4 rule is basically the 7 hour rule. So 7 hours of, exposure to your content, 11 touch points, and then four different platforms. So Google did a study, and we're talking about Google. So, they obviously have the market research. And they basically said for someone to feel comfortable to do business with you, you have to really respect that. If you've watched my channel a lot, you hear me talk a lot about respecting the 7 hour rule, right? So I want to touch more on the concept and break it down because I'm tired of getting on these consultation calls with y'all and then y'all are just acting like you're just too good or you're just allowing fear to not allow you to get in front of the camera and record the content. And the backbone of everything I'm saying is getting on YouTube, putting out long form videos like I'm doing here, long form videos like you don't have to do 8 hours, but the 8 hour like free course I did when it comes to deleting any negative item off of your credit. So let's just get straight to it. So the seven is, like I said, 7 hours of consuming your content. So when we talk about something as powerful as a 7-11-4, obviously the longer someone watches your videos, the more powerful it's going to be because they're going to build up the know like trust factor. So what is the most logical platform to achieve that? YouTube. I always say when I'm speaking with other credit repair business owners that my investment in terms of my time, energy, and effort into posting YouTube videos, like over the years I've been doing it, that's been my greatest investment, right? Because if you see anybody I've done a case study with on my channel, you're always gonna see them say, like, oh, I was watching his YouTube, I was binge watching his YouTube, I was binge watching his YouTube. What if I didn't have that YouTube? What if I didn't post this video that's gonna motivate you? I know when I post this video, it's gonna motivate somebody to get, in front of that camera and start recording their content. What if I didn't post this video? Right? Long form YouTube is very, very important. You know what you need to do, right? Or maybe somehow you're watching this video and you don't even know that you should be on YouTube. This is not just for credit repair business owners. Obviously, what that's helping people get funded. You see me, I posted people that are in carpentry business, roofers, and all that. Maybe you're in a different business, but you should still be online because you got to respect the 7-11-4 rule. So 7 hours of content consumption. How can we achieve this the fastest way? Getting on YouTube, giving the game. I'm not going to get into the complexities of top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel content because you can just go to my channel. I got videos on that. But generally speaking, you want to get on YouTube and be doing long form content. It can be about, stories about you. Like I told y'all, as a kid, I almost got put in special education classes for not speaking. Now I make money speaking, right? Like in terms of just all my content, right? I'm not specifically just talking about like speaking engagements or anything. I'm talking about the fact that you see all these business owners, all these people that are in like Cat Credit University, they found me through watching my YouTube. So, and then they paid me money, right? That's how it works. You build up the know like trust factor and then people get with you, right? So this past week we closed a deal for a $2,000 credit repair client. That's just one example, right? That person was watching my YouTube, watching my YouTube, watching my YouTube. People we get funded are watching my YouTube, watching my YouTube, watching my YouTube, getting nurtured on email lists and all that. And then, they come through. And even too, I got like the way our business is set up, we get a lot of referrals as far as partnerships for funding. Some of these people that are my best partners, they found me through YouTube. They were watching me on YouTube. Now they telling their whole people about me, right? So I need y'all to realize the power of getting on this platform. Like you're really doing something, you're doing your big one, like they would say, when you get on YouTube, right? Because I can't emphasize enough, like if I could do it, y'all, that means you could do it because they almost put me in special education for not talking. Let me add some little bit of context on that before we get to the 11. So you can skip around if you don't want to hear me yap too long. But basically, like I believe I was in preschool. This is before kindergarten. So I was in preschool and I was just around a bunch of the kids and everything. And then I remember like flashes here and there, but I remember my teachers like asking me to speak, like, how do I feel about this? Michael, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Right. And I'm in front of all these kids. I'm just looking at them like they look crazy, right? And my thing was, it's not that I wasn't slow or nothing. I knew what was going on, but I just ain't rock with them. I was just like, nah, I'm not really trying to do nothing. So I had like my whole character of where I just wouldn't speak. I just wouldn't say shit, you know? So it's kind of funny when I reflect back to it. Because if I seen a kid doing that right now, I would just be laughing. Like, he's a smart kid because he knows what he's doing. But at the same time, my teachers, they thought like I was slow, basically. Those of y'all for context, if you don't know, I have a whole chemical engineering degree, so I'm not slow in any manner. Maybe I'm slow in other avenues, you know what I'm saying? But no, I ain't slow. So I got a whole chemical engineering degree and everything. I did that and now retired it. But anyways, so fast forward to that, it got to the point that they went to my house and they were observing my behavior at the crib. I didn't know they were observing me. I'm in my normal habitat with my siblings. I'm talking, yapping, and doing all that, right? So then they observed, they're like, wait, there's not nothing wrong with him. He's not like special or nothing. It's just that he's not talking when he's in this environment. So I say that to say, me as someone that had to overcome, that situation, because then I went back to business as usual when I got back to school and I wasn't saying shit. So me as someone that came from that to someone that's published over 3,000 videos here on my channel, if I could do it, someone that they thought that was special, someone that they thought wasn't going to be shit to a certain extent, you could do it. You could post content. You could get on here, show your expertise and everything, right? I just want y'all to have that motivation. And you got to think about it too. By you not posting that content, you're literally being selfish because you have a gift that you can give to somebody that you're not giving. You may be someone that watches my channel like all the time. Maybe you're the only one in your circle that knows about all these consumer laws, that knows about all this funding. A lot of people don't know this shit about credit that we be speaking about here on my channel, you know? So I need y'all to realize that you can, in fact, do it. You just have to instill that belief within yourself, of course, right? So the 7 is the 7 hours, like I said. So 7 hours of content consumption. So the logical thing is, how can I make sure that my audience is consuming 7 hours of my content? Those of y'all that have credit repair or funding businesses, it's so many people doing it. No matter what business you're in, it's so many people doing it. But if you want to distinguish yourself, when people say, you might, have you ever gone on those sales calls where people are like, how are you different from the other credit repair companies or something like that? You do shit like this. Get on YouTube and just give out that value. Game, 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 right? And you're gonna distinguish yourself and they're not gonna ask you that stupid question as much. It's only a stupid question. It's a stupid question once you get on YouTube and do your thing. Then it becomes irrefutable. Like I'm obviously, different from all these people. You're putting your personality out there and all that. But one thing I will say though, too, when you're getting on YouTube, be yourself. Don't come on here, especially if you're in my industry. Don't come on here trying to talk like me. Talk like yourself. Use your own phrases. I know people done. I've heard about people done copying my articulation and all that. But the thing is, you got to be yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, people will see through that. Chances are, if like you're in my industry and somebody's watching whatever you might have put out, chances are they know of me. Maybe they've watched a couple of my videos. So I say that to say as well, there is power in being original when we talk about like what makes you different from other credit repair or funding companies. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that, just to be original. So 11, right? So 7, 11, 4. I don't want to make this video too long. I might be yapping too much. So the 11 is 11 touch points. So just seeing you in 11 different times, right? Just being touched, paused in different places. I'm gonna just leave it at that. The four different platforms, right? So let me give y'all an example. YouTube right here, right? So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, email list, in person. You know what I'm saying? So just four different touch points. So I really want y'all to just embrace the 7-11-4 rule because it's really what's gonna allow you to scale your business and grow your business. If you're just starting as a credit repair or funding business owner, it's gonna help you. Is it gonna be overnight? No, right? Because like before you even have posted 7 hours of content, it's gonna be a minute. You look at something like I said, I posted the 8 hour video on how to remove anything from your credit, So that's only one video. If you got a bunch of 10-minute videos, count how many times you gotta get to even 7 hours, right? If they're 10 minutes, that's 42 videos, right? So 6 videos is 1 hour. So multiply that by seven, that's 42 videos. So is it gonna be overnight? Not necessarily, but you just gotta start. You just gotta start. I want this video to be a motivator for you to put out content for your credit repair or funding business. And like I said, I know because I do funding for all types of businesses. It could be anybody that's watching this channel in any type of business. So do the content for your roofing business, for your marketing agency. I don't know, whatever you do, you got to put out the content. So just make sure, just make sure that you're doing that so that you can skyrocket your business, so you can skyrocket your presence. Because in order to respect, like I said, the 7-11-4 rule, you've just got to be exposed in front of people as much as possible. So obviously, IG can help as far as shorts and all that. But the best way that I found has been long form YouTube. So if you look at like our funnel or the way that our business goes, a lot of times what we're funneling people back to the YouTube. If it's IG, comment this keyword based off of the mini chat, right? They'll get a link, maybe they get a freebie. Now they're on our email list. They're on our email list. Now we're nurturing them. Go watch this damn YouTube video where Michael is breaking this down, right? Okay, now book a call, right? Okay, you're not ready yet? Okay, go watch this YouTube video. So it's just always getting to the YouTube because you got to look at the YouTube as pre-nurturing sales assets, right? Your YouTube is basically your employee that's working 24/7. When you go to sleep tonight, or whenever you're watching this, right? When you go to sleep tonight, your YouTube, if you have videos on there that are valuable, is going to be doing the work for you, right? So I got so many like old videos people will comment on. They getting value from it. I posted it in like 2022. I didn't know people would be talking about it in 2025, right? Even this video right here. This video is going to help people for a long time. And if it doesn't, then okay, it doesn't. We just move on to the next thing, right? So it's just like just understanding to give yourself as many chances to go at bat. I gave myself over 3,000 chances, right? Over 3,000 videos uploaded. I don't know a lot of people that stick with something that long. You know what I'm saying? Consistency after consistency after consistency. Just be consistent. Just get the first video up. It's not about like you just have to have 7 hours of content. If you have 1 hour, let's say you got one good 10-minute video, someone can consume that a good amount of times before they're ready to get with you. But the idea is to be consistent, you know? So that's pretty much the number one thing that I feel like y'all should really focus on in terms of getting to the next level if you want to make more impact in your business, because it's definitely important. Content, 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 content. The best vehicle for that is long form YouTube, in my opinion, and that's what I've seen. If you go look at I forgot the playlist name, but it's the 10K mentorship one, right? Count the people that I have in terms of case study videos, right? Just look at each person as at least $10,000. Imagine you posted something on YouTube you recorded, and then people from around the world are paying you 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 plus dollars to learn from you. Like this YouTube shit is powerful. And the shit is free. That's why it's like it's so crazy to me. When I talk to y'all that are credit repair business owners or aspiring or even funding aspiring and you're not posting long form YouTube content, that shit's crazy to me personally. It's free marketing, and Google did a study on this 7-Eleven 4 rule. So why are you not listening to what Google is saying? I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all don't like making an impact. Maybe y'all don't like money. Me personally, I like the big funding payouts. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? We could come on here in front and just act like, okay, let's record this video and act like we don't have bills to pay. Let's act like money. Oh, I don't want to be here to make money. I'm here to make the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to make the money. You should be here to make the money too. Because the more money you got, the richer you get, the more testimonials you get, the more impact you're making. The more impact you're making, regardless, you're gonna make more money. Like money is such a interesting resource because as you're changing more lives, like you're just gonna attract the money. You're gonna have to try to run away from the money, if anything. So I just want y'all to realize you that's watching this right now. You could fake it and act like you don't care about money. Because I know some people come out here and they want to put on this facade of, oh, everything ain't about the money. It's usually women that be doing that. But majority of y'all are men. I know some women that watch my channel, so no disrespect to any women. Salute, shout out to all y'all. But we can't sit here in front like money isn't important. Money is very, very important. It's gonna help you take care of your people. If you want to act holier than thou, use the money that you get to take care of your people, right? What's gonna lead you to the money? Posting this damn content, allowing it to cook. Don't force things, right? So that's number one. That's the number one thing I want y'all to understand. Number two, remember I said there's two things I want y'all to understand in this video. Number two, before I wrap up and get out of here. Number two, you got to realize that entrepreneurship, business, whatever you want to call it, is a spiritual journey, right? So this is one of the concepts that I've spoke about in terms of I don't know if I've made videos about it, but I journal a lot, right? And I spoke about this in my journal. And then it was someone that made a post online that I saw, and she was basically talking about how entrepreneurship is a spiritual journey. And I was like, she damn near saying, the same shit I'll be saying. And it's very true because you got to think about it, right? Nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, but when you work a 9 to 5, you're in the situation of like, oh shit, maybe you feel like you're broke or something like that. But the thing is, your next paycheck's in 2 weeks, so you can rely on that, right? That's like the guarantee that you want. When it comes to business, when it comes to entrepreneurship, if you're in a situation where you're just like, damn, business is slow, it's not going how I want it to go right now, you got to rely on God, right? Because I'm speaking about people that's full-time entrepreneurship. You don't have a 9 to 5 or nothing. Nothing wrong with having both. I recommend most people have both because this business shit is not for everybody. My point in saying that if you are someone that's in business and you're full-time business, you understand that this shit is not for the weak. It's spiritual. It's spiritual in terms of you got to get right with God. You got to establish that relationship. You've got to exude that energy that's attracting, those opportunities. And that in itself is spiritual. When I say spiritual, I'm even talking about the belief, your belief factor. For you to even be like, okay, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to attract people the way I attract with my gift, right? That's spiritual. For you to believe without having to do something in terms of like waiting for that guaranteed every 2 week paycheck, that's spiritual. Entrepreneurship business is spiritual. So I want y'all to realize, those of y'all that maybe you're scared to post content, and if maybe you're full time in business, I want y'all to realize that this is a spiritual journey. So you might need to get right with God if that might be something that's holding you back from posting that content. What if what if posting that content is what would allow you to really hit that trajectory and go to the next level? Right. So you don't want to be in that situation where it's just like, damn, I got this regret of I should have been posted this content. I've been watching Michael. He's been saying post it, post it, post it. They say God speaks through people. What if God used me to speak to you right now, to speak to you in previous videos, but you ain't been listening? That's why you got to post that content. And I need y'all to realize that this business shit is spiritual. This business shit is spiritual. It's not for the people that's just gonna be weak minded. It takes a certain level of belief to be like, I'm gonna do this shit on my own. I'm not gonna rely on no 9 to 5 that's gonna give me a paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm gonna just figure this shit out. It has to work or it has to work, right? To have that mentality is spiritual. I need y'all to realize those of y'all that are doing this business shit full time, like we've gotta salute you because you're doing your big one, as they say. So I need y'all to realize that it is a spiritual journey, and I want y'all to obviously prioritize God as you're going through it because you can't do it without God. In my experience, you can't, right? So somebody might play devil's advocate, and be like, "Oh yeah, you can," and all that. That's cool, but based off of I'm speaking on my experience. You can't do this shit without God, especially if this is how if this is how you make your money as a business owner, full time, no 9 to 5. You need to understand that this is spiritual. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You got to overly believe in yourself if you're a business owner because there's going to be a lot of people that doubt you. Maybe it's family, friends, and it might not even be negative. It's just that it's a foreign thing. This business shit, like getting paid and doing it the non-traditional way, it's not normal it's not normal to most people. So it's going to seem weird. So with that, it's going to be doubters here and there. But I think if y'all pay attention to what I'm saying as far as this 7-11-4 and you actually take action on what I'm saying, I think it's definitely gonna help y'all. And I hope that y'all can, take that from this video and, just go about it the right way. Also remember that sometimes it is about, investing in yourself. I always say that it doesn't have to be me, obviously, but investing in yourself is a powerful thing that you can do. But most importantly, hopefully y'all got value from this. Hopefully y'all start posting that content. Hopefully y'all continue to remember that business shit is a spiritual journey. You might be going through some shit right now. You're just like, damn, when is the switch gonna happen? That self-belief that you have in yourself combined with you doing the right needle moving activities. How do you know you're going to do the right needle moving activities? Mentorship, right? Like I said, like don't be cheap and all that. So having all those in place is really what's going to help you, get to that next level. But with that being said, I hope that this video is helpful for y'all, and I hope that y'all can take action and keep watching my videos if you need to. If you want to work with me, we'll probably leave a link in the description below. But most importantly, man, just get to work, post that content. But remember that this is a spiritual journey, and remember that all things are going to work out as long as you keep going. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed one.